What is up, y'all? I am back with another video. I hope y'all are having an amazing day. I'm here with another story time. I had so much fun making the last one that I genuinely couldn't wait to make another one again. But I don't want to do them back to back to back because, like I said, I don't have that many story times, and I'm still living my life, and hopefully I get more story times that way. But I just right now I have a set amount. So in between story times, I'm gonna be posting gaming videos and just fails and funny moments with my friends, and that's just how it's gonna go. But for today, I have a pretty fun one. This one, it's not anything crazy. I mean, it was crazy to us because it was a weird experience. But me and my friends, this is a crazy experience that we all we lived through together, right? So this all takes place back in 2022. Me and 7 of my friends went to Vegas for EDC. EDC is this big rape festival that takes place over there over the course of 3 days, and we went for a week because we wanted to also just experience in Vegas. This wasn't my first time and some of my other friends' first time going to Vegas, but it was some of my other friends, so we just wanted to enjoy it all together. Okay, so on one of the first nights that we were there, my friends and I, we were just chilling at the house, and this was now towards the late night, and me and my best friend Sergio, we were in the living room, and Sergio, he was gonna be sleeping on the couch, right? And 4 of my friends, they were all sleeping in one room together. I got my own room because I was the one who booked the Airbnb, and I'm selfish. And the last room was for my friend and his girlfriend, my friend Steven and his girlfriend Esme. And that's just how the rooms were. And so me and Sergio were just chilling in the living room. We were watching TV. And I don't know why, because I knew my other 4 friends were in their room. I had this big idea that I wanted to try to scare them. Nothing crazy. All I did was I walked out to the front of the house. The window to their room was right there on the right side of the house. Went over sneakily as I could and knocked really hard and ran back inside. But I tried running to where I wouldn't make that much noise. I was trying to kind of speed sneakily by. And I get back to the living room. I sit on the couch, and we're just watching TV. And 2 of my friends come out of the room, and they are freaked out. You could tell they're stressing out. They're like, "Yo, somebody just knocked on our window, bro." And me and Sergio were and I'm actually happy that Sergio played along with me with this. But we're like, what the fuck? What do you mean, bro? You guys are playing with us, right? And they're like, "No, dude, we're being dead ass. Someone just knocked on the window." And we're like, "What the fuck?" And my friend Kevin's like, was it you guys? Are you guys fucking with us? And Sergio's like, "No, dude, we've been here the whole time. We've just been watching TV." And once Sergio says that, I could see their face change. They're stressing now. They're like, "What the fuck was that?" So they go back into the room. Sergio and I give each other this look there's no fucking way that worked. I'm like, yo, I actually was able to fuck with them like that. So then I go into the room to see if everything's good, and they're just stressing out. 3 of them specifically. They're stressing the fuck out. They're like, "Dude, what could that have been? Oh my god, what the fuck was that?" One of my friends, my friend Chris, he's laying on the bed trying to go to sleep, and when he hears me come into the room, because he hears my voice, he starts saying it was him. And he figured it out so fast. He knew it was me. But for some reason, my other friends wouldn't believe him in that moment. And so they just kept stressing out over it. They were just like, "What the fuck was it?" And eventually I was like, "Yo, I feel bad." So I just told them "Yeah, it was me." I'll be honest, I was just trying to fuck with y'all. It was me. They were like, "Damn, you're a fucking asshole." And I left, whatever. So then I go back to the living room. I'm chilling with Sergio. We're just watching TV. And eventually Sergio tells me, "Hey, man, I'm getting kind of tired. I think I'm gonna try to knock out." I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure, bro. I'll head over to my room. It's cool." So when I got up, I was like, "Hey, you want me to turn the light off to the living room?" He's like, yeah, just turn it off." I was like, "All right, bet." So I go over to my room, and I wasn't tired yet, so I opened up my laptop. I started watching an anime that I was watching at the time. And 2-3 hours go by. At this point, it's I want to say 2 in the morning or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I need to go to the bathroom. So I get up. I start walking down the hallway to the bathroom, which was really close to my room. And I looked into the living room because there was something that I saw that was odd to me. but it didn't seem like anything crazy. So I looked down the hallway, and from where I was looking at, I could see Sergio sleeping. I want to tell you, like 4 seconds after looking in Sergio's direction, he gets up, like he wakes up suddenly, like freaked out. And I'm like, yo, you good? I just tell him like from down the hallway, and he looks at me and he's like, yeah, I'm fine. And he goes back to sleep, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that was so weird, because I just looked at him, like he was knocked the fuck out. I looked at him and he just suddenly woke up. I thought that was weird. But the reason I was looking down the hallway is because the light in the living room was turned on. And I was like, I didn't really want to think too much of it. I was like, maybe it was kind of scary. I know the windows were kind of big and shit. I would get scared if there's these big ass windows and I can see outside of the house. So I was like, I'm not going to think too much of it. So then, I went back to sleep. But then the next morning comes. And then the next morning, I wake up. My friends are all awake. Some of them are in the living room watching TV. Some of them are in the kitchen making some food. And I go to Sergio, and he's with some of my other friends. And I'm like, hey, man, did you turn on the light last night after I left? And he gives me this look of horror, because he's like, I thought you turned it off. No, he says, I thought you turned it on. I said, no, I turned it off when I left. You told me you didn't want it on. And he just gives me this look like, what the fuck? And that's nothing crazy, but that's like weird. Like, how did the light turn on after I turned it off? So I'm like, okay, that's a little odd, but we didn't try to think too much into it. We just kind of like moved on. Like, all right, whatever. 2 days later, my friends and I go to the Strip. If you've never been to Vegas, the Strip is this, I'm not talking about a strip club. The Strip is like this big downtown area that everybody goes. There's bars everywhere, there's clubs, all these places, right? There's even malls, there's everything. And it's open super late at night. Like, that's why people go, right? Vegas is the city that never sleeps, everything is open super late at night. And my friends and I, we go, we're drinking, we're having a good time over there, and eventually we end up going back to the house. We went back to the house, I want to say maybe around midnight to 1 in the morning. And I don't know why, but I immediately went to the living room, turned on the TV, and I put Goosebumps. And I specifically put on the episode with Slappy the puppet, or whatever the hell he's called. If you've watched Goosebumps and you know who Slappy is, fuck that character. That motherfucker used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. He still low-key scares me now, and I love horror. But every time I look at that motherfucker, I think about my childhood and how he ruined it because of all those nights I couldn't sleep because of that stupid little fucking grin and his voice and everything like that. But I decided to put that episode on just because I thought it would be funny. And it was like a joke between me and my friends with the whole Slappy shit. So I put it on, and I wasn't expecting this, but literally all of my friends came to the living room, and we all sat around all the couches, the chairs, everything, and we were all watching the Slappy episode of Goosebumps. And then my friend Kevin, I think he was tired, so he gets up, he goes to his room to go take a nap. He just goes to sleep. The rest of us were all having a good time. We're just watching the show. I think at some point we even started putting like other shows or whatever. But I'm sitting on the right corner of the couch, and my friend Sergio's sitting all the way on the other side, on the left corner of the couch. And in front of him, a little bit to the left, my friend Elian is sitting there in a chair. And out of nowhere, I don't know why I looked at them, and I caught this exact moment where they looked at each other with their eyes wide open after looking down the hallway. And Elian goes, "Did you see that too?" And Sergio's like, "There's no way you saw that, bro." And I pause because I saw this. I saw the look they gave each other. So I paused the TV, and we're like, "What's going on?" And Sergio looks at us with like shock, and he's like, "Yo, Elian and I just saw a figure move from Kevin and the rest of them's room to my room." And we're like, "You guys are playing, right?" They're like, "No, bro, we literally saw like a figure of a human. Like it was like just white moving from one room to the other." And now they got us. We're like, "Yo, you guys are playing. Like there's no way that you guys are actually joking around, right?" And they're like, no, dude, we're being so dead ass." And we start, everybody, like some of us stand up and we're like talking to each other like, "Yo, this is you guys are pranking us. Like, we won't believe them, but they're being apparently like dead serious. Out of nowhere, or before that, we go into Kevin's room, and I'm like, yo, I wake him up. I'm like, did you walk into my room? Because he was wearing a white shirt, so that was the only like thing I could piece together. So I was like, did you walk into my room? And he's like, no. I was like, bro, I've been sleeping the whole time. And I could tell because he sounds tired, and he looks like he just woke up. We're like, what the fuck? So we tell him to come into the living room. We break down everything. We're like, dude, they just saw something from your room walk into my room. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, he's confused, right? And then eventually we're in the living room. We're trying to talk about this. We're like, there's no way it's real, but we're trying to figure out what to do. And out of nowhere, from the hallway, mind you, there is not a single person over there anymore. We're all in the living room. We hear 3 knocks on the wall. And I don't remember exactly how this goes, but I'm pretty sure. And this was at 3 in the morning because we looked at the time. Apparently, if you hear 3 knocks at 3 in the morning or something like that, it has something to do with the devil or something like that. So we're like, we hear the 3 knocks, and everybody stops. Like, I'm telling you, everybody in the living room just freezes. And we're like, what the fuck was that? But we knew it wasn't our friends because it was from the hallway. It was behind us. And immediately, like, Sergio's like, what time is it? And when somebody looks, it's like 3 in the morning. And he's like, fuck. So he calls his girlfriend. She knows a little bit more about this kind of stuff. And she tells us straight up, like, pretty much that's what it was. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure exactly that's how it went. But she tells us, do not interact. If you hear anything like that, don't interact. Don't try to call it out. Don't try to speak to it. Just act like it's not there. But we're freaking the fuck out. And a friend of ours who we haven't, he immediately, he likes to be fucking badass or whatever. And he immediately is like taunting it. And we're like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, please shut the fuck. Like, we're freaking out. Right? And so we all chill. We're like, all right, everybody relax. We need to like figure this out. So we all try to calm down. We're all just trying to chill the fuck out. And all of a sudden, we hear the knocking again. And it freaks us out. I have never seen some of my friends this freaked out, like, genuinely. Like, I had like 2 friends that were shaking when this happened. And we just didn't know what to do. We were all so scared. We literally grabbed the mattresses from the Airbnb and took them into the living room to go sleep in the living room because we were so scared. Like, we all wanted to sleep together, and that's literally what we did. And some of them did knock out. Some of us like stayed up in the living room watching things on the TV. And eventually, like, I was so tired, bro. And like, one of my friends kept snoring, and I just couldn't sleep. Like, I was like, I cannot knock out in the living room. So I wanted to go to my room, even though I was scared. I was like, fuck it. I think my room was the only like mattress we didn't take. So I went back into my room and tried to fall asleep. And then I kept hearing so many noises coming outside, and I started to scare me. But then at some point, like, I was so tired, I didn't give a fuck. So I go outside, and the noises were literally, it's because it was like so fucking windy outside. The noises were like soda cans that my friends left outside that were rolling around because of the wind. And then there was like a table that kept hitting something. And so I kept going outside. Like, I'd go outside because I think I would fix something, and I'd come back inside to knock out, and then I'd hear noise again, and I'd go back outside. And I kept repeating this until I didn't hear no more fucking noise. One of my friend Steven, who was apparently awake, would see me walking in and out of the house, and immediately bro was like, he got possessed. Like, bro's fucking possessed, because why does he keep walking in and out of the house? What the fuck is he doing? But yeah, no, eventually the next day we just laughed about it, and I told him, like, yeah, no, I was just fucking cleaning up outside because I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing the fucking noise. And after that, we were there for like a couple more days because we still had EDC. But after that, we didn't experience anything else. Like, that was the end of it. It was just so weird, like, going from the first night with the whole light turning off, and, or like the light turning on and nobody turning it off, or like nobody turning it on. I mean, I'm sorry, that sounded really dumb, but you know what I'm trying to say. And then like the whole knocks and all that stuff like that, and it's insane. Like, to us, bro, we were actually like freaking the fuck out. I have more stories or at least I think maybe like one or two more stories about this whole EDC trip that are kind of like funny, but this one was just like weird to us. Like we were actually like freaking the fuck out, and we still don't really know how to explain what happened like at all. Like that shit just happened, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, I don't know. Should I give a moral to this story like Luna does? My moral of the story is, if you hear shit like that, don't try to taunt it. If you hear anything that might be supernatural, do not try to like interact with it. Don't taunt it. Don't do anything like that, because oh Lord, if me and my friend, or if one of our friends just continue to taunt it, we let him, who knows what would have happened. I don't know if you guys believe in the supernatural or shit like that. I definitely do, and I'm scared of that shit. So I'm happy that we were able to stay in that house without anything else happening. But that was fucking insane, bro. But yeah, that is the story time, or our ghost story from our 2022 Las Vegas trip. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I had so much fun retelling the story. It is one of those that I always remember when it comes to my friends. And it's just a really fun story. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a great day, or the great rest of your day. And you know what? Peace.